sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes here live for another edition of Talking Sports Sunday, talking some pro sports all-star games, some college basketball recap from the last few days and more. Thank you for tuning in. I'm here this morning with my man, One Take Zaya. He's in the building, y'all. How you feeling this morning?
I'm good. What's up with y'all? Y'all doing all right?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Good to see you live on the stream, my brother.
Yeah. Good
Yes, sir. Good to be back.
Yes, sir. We also got our man SEC Sean in the building with us this morning. How you feeling? I see you got that A&M hat on your head.
Got to. Plus, I was hoping, anytime Zay is going to be on here, I got to wear this hat because he always tells me how ugly it is. So I'm thinking maybe if he see it more times over and over and over, he'll just come around and be like, all right, cool. But so, yeah, I got my A&M hat on, got my NASCAR shirt on. We ready to roll, man. It's a good time of the year for us. Let's get this thing rolling.
All right. So they moved the race to, I guess, tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't get full notification on the schedule change till like later in the day yesterday, so I just waited and I figured I'd go live, around 1 or 2 o'clock today, real quick. Probably be a little short, and just kind of update the schedule so everybody knows what channels and what times and things like that for tomorrow. So.
Do you think fans will stick around, or some of them probably will have to get back to their regular life?
I'm not 100% sure. The difference is what NASCAR will do, and I mentioned this on the last podcast too, is when you had mentioned about weather, is if a lot of people can't stick around that bought tickets, NASCAR will just open the stadium up for free and let people just come in and watch. And that's a typical with a NASCAR event that gets rained out or postponed or moved or whatever the case. So I don't know. Being at this state, this racetrack is technically in Winston-Salem, and it's actually a Division III football team. So there's a college and a subdivision all right there. So they may get a good amount of foot traffic coming in. So, but again, it's just an exhibition race, so it doesn't really matter for anything. So if it's nobody, they're still going to do it.
Yeah, that'll be dope. That'll be dope. Well, let's get into some of these questions we got in the chat real quick.
Before we do that, let me jump into our Sunday morning Sean story time, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I got this buddy of mine, older gentleman, 65-ish. He went out one night. He was, divorced, whatever. He ain't just chilling. He went out and have a couple beers after work. No big deal, sitting there, just drinking a couple beers. And all of a sudden, this gorgeous woman walks in, drop dead. He stays there, doesn't do nothing, but he can't help. He keeps looking at her because he's enamored with this woman. And a few hour or so goes by, she saunters over next to him. She said, I noticed you're looking at me. If you like what you see, for $100, I'll do anything you want. She said, but there's a condition to it. You only get 3 words to tell me what you want. He said he sat there for a little bit, took a couple more sips of his beer, and he eventually thought, I'm never going to get this opportunity again with a woman that looks like that. So he reached in, pulled out $10 bills and handed it to her. She said, that's the first half. What's your 3 words? He leaned over in her ear and he said, paint my house.
Oh my God. Now that's a good one. That's a good one. Paint my house.
That's right.
I know that's right. For those of you out there who got your mind in the gutter, you got fixed on that one, didn't you?
Real.
let's get into some of these questions, y'all. Have all-star events lost their luster across all pro sports or just certain ones?
I think it's all of them. I mean, pro football has turned into more of a games type event, skill competition. Even the game itself is now flag football, which I see your question further up. We'll get into that, I'm sure, in a little bit. But the basketball game is just, we talked about this the other day, it's nothing. I mean, there's nothing on the line for it. There's no competitive between the two. It's just, I'm not going to play defense. Oh, we're going to shoot from half court. Oh, we're going to, run up and down. Nobody's going to run back on defense. I mean, hockey has turned into kind of like the basketball. It's just a skill thing now. It's 3-on-3. It's all these different. There's no rivalries amongst the two sides in the games, or the three sides or four sides, however many sides you have. The only one that's kept almost more true to it is baseball. But even baseball, more people seem to want to watch the home run derby than the actually game. So I think all-star games need, I don't know. I see what they do. They serve their purpose. It gives people some recognition, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan of all-star games anymore. Used to be, but not anymore.
What about you, One Tate? What's your thoughts on that? He might have got tied up. I think definitely football and basketball has definitely lost its luster because of the way the game is actually played. It's not a whole lot of defense being played. A lot of guys seem like they're not interested in it. In football, it seems like some of the players who have the stats to play in this game usually opt out of it here lately over the last couple of years. So even though they might be there at the event, they're not necessarily performing. So I think that kind of hurts the fans a little bit when they don't get to see certain players of a high caliber playing in the event. Basketball, as we all noticed, they don't play a lot of defense in that game. They're trying to see how high they can get the score up. It seems like even if they did do that in the fourth quarter, if they played a little bit harder defense, maybe that would make the game a little bit better. And then some of their festivities, events that they have aren't the greatest. I would like to see them try to do something else with it. Maybe put something in there where they can have some of these high-flying guys get in the dunk competition to bring that aspect of the event back. As far as baseball is concerned, it's basically just a home run derby and then the game itself. I don't know how many players they get to play in that game, but it seems like once the main guys are not playing in the game, like say if they play the first two innings, it's almost like that game gets a little bit boring as well. I've never watched a hockey all-star game, so I don't really know how that goes. What's your take on that, One Take?
Man, I ain't watched all-star nothing probably in like 6-7 years. Since probably when Kevin Hart was winning all them celebrity MVPs. But yeah, for sure, bro. I think it lost its lackluster. It's just not competitive enough, Like if we want to watch people just run up and down the court and shoot the ball, we'd go to campus and watch at the cages. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it ain't no fun. It's just a waste of time for real.
Yeah, it seems like it is turned, especially for basketball. It seems like it just turned into a celebrity contest. All the celebrities come out and they pretty much promote who they see out there in the stands, who come back, former players, that kind of thing. As far as the events itself, I don't know if the events are even worth spending the money to go to. But we got that in our next question. let's tackle that quick.
You had mentioned that you don't really know the hockey All-Star game, so I'll just give a quick recap on that real quick. Hockey All-Star game used to be like basketball, East versus West. Hockey has now switched it to where they play, and I mentioned this about basketball doing this, where they have 4 divisions in hockey, and they take an all-star team from each division and they play like a tournament against each other. And then the winners move on to the all-star game. They have a skills competition, but their skills competition is not all about hockey stuff. Like they've got them hitting golf balls and stuff, kind of like what the NFL did. But they do have some where they're, accuracy for slap shots and fastest skaters and stuff like that. It's impressive to watch how fast these guys skate on. It can get going on a pair of ice skates, but it's just not a good event. In hockey, half the time scraps their all-star game because like this year they'll be playing in the Olympics, so that I don't even think they're going to have an all-star game this year. So that's how hockey goes, though.
Okay. Is it just the All-Star game itself in basketball that's lost its entertainment, or the event as a whole?
I think it's the event as a whole. Sorry, I didn't know if Zay was going to jump real quick. I was going to let him go first, but I didn't know if he was busy. I think it's the event as a whole. I don't watch the 3-point contest. I don't watch the little whatever the obstacle course thing they do or whatever, the skills, and I definitely don't watch the dunk contest. The dunk contest is overdone. That thing needs to go away. It's been done.
Yeah, it's the whole event, man. It's like they be trying to evolve it, but like I'm just not into it. I guess it's like I'm so old school. I like just miss the old school days of just a regular 3-point contest. They got the 4-point ball and they be doing all this weird other stuff. Like I just can't get into it. And then like as far as the dunk contest, it's a way to revitalize that, but I think they need to bring like the whole country involved. Like stop making these NBA players do it and just start because I heard somebody say this. They're like just hold a regional dunk contest in each region. And then whoever advanced the All-Star weekend, being the All-Star, like you got some street guys that's out here that can jump. And then you got guys like Mac McClung still, he could be a part of it. Some of these G League guys, but making it a regional thing, man, because these superstars, they don't want to be a part of it. It'd be more exciting if we just had the regular Joe from Wisconsin in the dunk contest, but ain't none of that stuff interesting no more. We used to be all into the All-Star weekend when I was younger, but I just can't watch it no more.
Yeah, I like that point that you made about bringing in some other people from, because they have dunk competitions all over the country, man, and you get to watch some of these things on YouTube, and you like, goodness gracious, this dude just did that. And so I think that would be a good way for them to at least get the dunk contest back involved. I know that whenever you watch the basketball weekend, the All-Star weekend, the celebrity game used to be kind of popular to see some of your celebrities that you really, really like playing out there on the court. I would like to see. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but bring back some of those older NBA players who play in the Big Three. With the league that Ice Cube got, maybe have that as part of it. I don't know, but they need to do something to get this entertainment value up in the All-Star game in the NBA. Because right now, for me, I don't watch it either. But what I will do is I'll go and find some clips of it on YouTube and watch those little clips, so I don't have to waste a whole lot of my time watching the whole entire event.
Hey, now that's an event that I would want to attend. I just don't want to watch it on TV.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Our next question we got in the chat is the risk of injury. That says injury. I think I should have put injury. May be a factor. Why the NFL Pro Bowl has lost its value? What are your thoughts? Is it because the players don't want to get injured in that game. Is that why it has lost some of its value?
Well, it's more of a 7-on-7 thing anyway right now, and like a whole bunch of skills competition. So um, even that game, like people want to see brutality. The NFL is a brutal sport. That's the main reason why that done fell off too, because we ain't even getting real football. We don't want to watch 7-on-7. You know what I mean? Like we watching flag football. Like what we doing? I mean, I understand though. Don't get it twisted. I understand, but like none of these All-Star games is the same. Well, I can't like y'all speaking about hockey. I ain't never watched a hockey All-Star game either. But baseball, I used to always watch baseball. I don't even know why I don't watch baseball no more. All-Star weekend.
Well, 100% with Zay on this one. I mean, injuries, that's part of it. That's what we used to watch, even go back in the day, and this is going to be a cross of sports, but going back to the baseball All-Star game, Pete Rose rounded third base, running over, was it Ray Fosse, I think, in the All-Star game, and ruined Ray Fosse's career in an All-Star game. So that shows you that back then it was just a different animal. There is no brutality. Yeah, it's flag football. It's 7-on-7. And you want to watch 7-on-7, you can go to any high school, at least in the South, in the summertime, and watch 7-on-7 football. Most college campuses, you can probably go watch it with them out there, receivers and quarterbacks just running off drills. But I get the injury aspect of it, because you don't want to blow a knee out in the Pro Bowl and miss the whole next season. So I get the injury side of it, but just isn't as fun to watch anymore. It is more like a skills competition. I mean, you can crank up your PlayStation and put in NCAA football and do some of them same drills trying to get your player from the road to glory, guys. So yeah, I don't get into it anymore.
Yeah, well, I don't watch it because I didn't even know it was even 7-on-7. I thought they were still playing a full game. So I don't think the last time I think I watched it was when Chris Johnson played running back for the Tennessee Titans when he got that 2K. That was the last time that I watched one, and I wanted to see him break a long run, which they try to help him do, but it didn't happen. But that was the last time I watched. I really can't get into those things. It seems like a waste of your time to watch it on TV. Now, FanDuel said he would go to one because I'm quite sure the festivities and the glamour of it all was a lot more exciting than sitting at home watching it on TV, for sure.
Well, I mean, I will say this about the NFL, what they did. The one part of it I kind of enjoyed watching when they switched to this format. And I don't know if they still do it with the skill stuff, but they put them defensive linemen out there catching punts. And how many could they hold at one time?
Oh,
that was pretty neat. That was pretty neat. You had guys holding like 6 and 7 balls, and they had to keep catching so it was pretty funny to watch, but it's not enough to make me tune back in. I mean, not that I'd want to go shovel snow versus watching it, but it'd be a hard toss-up.
Yeah, I feel you on that. The home run derby in baseball or the skills competition in hockey, which one is the most exciting to you?
I'll hit this. The home run derby is pretty fun. I don't know about Zaya, but I know you, Rob, you can remember back watching in the day where the home run derby was after the season, and it was like a tournament of like the best ones, and they all did it at one field. And you can go back and watch some of these, man. You got like Mickey Mantle versus like all the, Hank Aaron and stuff. You got all these superstars in this thing. And back then, I think they paid out like $5,000, $10,000, and today no player's going to play for that pretty much. But back then, that was a chunk of change. So, the hockey skills competition, like I said, is kind of fun. I mean, the pure athleticism to do what they do on a pair of skates, for somebody like me who I probably couldn't walk to my mailbox in a pair of skates. So I think it's pretty impressive, but I like the home run derby. I think it's pretty neat for me. I like, but I do. If you make me choose between the home run derby and the skills competition, I'll watch the skills competition in hockey over the home run derby. Although I will say that year Josh Hamilton went nuts in the Bronx was crazy.
Yeah, with the NBA dunk contest losing so much steam over the course of the years, it's kind of like only physics only allows so many dunks. I think that the home run derby is like the number one skills challenge throughout all the sports. It's something super incredible about guys hitting 300 or 400-yard balls. I don't care how slow or fast the pitch is. There's a select few of people in the world that can do stuff like what they're doing in them home runs derby. So I'm not saying like it's not a select few of people that can do what's happening in hockey or other respectable sports, but bro, that hitting that ball, bro, in that home run derby just is always amazing for real. I really do not understand why I have not been watching it. Maybe I'd be tied up or something, but I've always loved the home run challenge in baseball. Always, all my life. I used to watch it every year. I used to watch it. So I'm a little biased on it. And my first sport that I ever started playing was baseball. So I think that's a little biasness too that I got towards that. So I'm going with the home run derby for sure.
Yeah, since I've never watched any of the hockey All-Star Weekend, I'm gonna have to say home run derby as well. Especially when they in one of those home run friendly stadiums, bro. That ball be flying up out of there, man. And then the commentators will tell you how far they hit these balls, man. And you like 450. What? That is nuts. And so it's definitely the home run derby for me, especially if a guy gets on a run and he's knocking 10, 11, 12 of them out in a row, man. And the pitcher, whoever's pitching the ball to him, got a nice, comfortable groove, and he's found his sweet spot, bro. Man, it could be really, really entertaining to watch. So I'll go with the home run derby over the skills competition in hockey, even though I believe that the skills that it takes to play hockey is probably one of the greatest sports skills there is in any sport, period.
Well, if you think about the home run derby like this, and we'll hit all sports real quick because the NFL's gone to this skills thing. The skills thing is set up by the player. The quarterback knows where the targets are and how to throw to them. That's fine. That's on him. In hockey, when they're doing like the accuracy with the hockey pucks, that's on the player. He just, shoots where he has time to set up and aim. In baseball, you're reliant on that pitcher. Every pitch has to be in the zone to where you can hit it that far, or else you're going to top it or hit underneath it if your pitcher's not on. So baseball is the one home run derby that relies on another person on every swing to make the right play. So that adds another element into
it. Yeah, for sure. Would you like to go to an all-star event? If so, which one?
Man, listen. So I keep telling myself for the last 2 years that I'm about to start getting into these Blue Jackets, going to the games and stuff. So I'm going to say hockey because I've been around football, been around basketball, been around baseball. I have yet to be around hockey, and my interest is really high in it. So I'm going to say hockey because I need to start getting into these Blue Jackets, man. And I think that those events, those games, I think they just from a bird's eye view looking at them on TV, I think them are like dope experiences. So I'm going hockey.
I don't know. That's a tough one. It wouldn't be the NBA. I wouldn't go to that one. Wouldn't go to the NFL. So it'd have to be either hockey or baseball. I'd probably choose baseball. I've been to a lot of hockey games, been to a lot of baseball games too, but I'd probably choose baseball. But I'd want, the whole experience. I want the home run derby, all that stuff, the futures game, everything that's going on. I want the whole experience. If we're doing the whole experience, I'll go to baseball. But yeah, I mean, if you're not into hockey and you've never seen or done a lot with hockey, it's pretty impressive. I can tell you that much. But I'd go baseball.
Well, there's something about. I think the game is still in Honolulu, Hawaii. Is that right? Is the Pro Bowl? It's not there anymore. Well, let's scratch the NFL. It's not in Honolulu,
so.
Hawaii. So I'm not going.
Doesn't the
It's
Pro
in
Bowl
Miami somewhere?
Doesn't it move around?
I don't know. I think the last time I watched it was in Honolulu, Hawaii. So if it's not there, then I'm definitely not picking football. I would only go because it's in Hawaii and that's on my bucket list. So I would want to go there. I really like the baseball experience, man. I've been to a couple of baseball games, and baseball games, man, the environment is lit. I like it. Hockey for me, the reason why I've been hesitant on going to any of the Blue Jackets games here in Columbus is because is it cold in there? My perception is it's cold, and I ain't trying to sit and watch no game in no cold.
It's not warm.
Yeah, see, that's gonna do it for me.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, you throw on a little hoodie or something and be fine. I mean, when we go, I mean, I got my Dallas Stars jersey, my sweater. I wear that and I'm fine. The worst part, to be honest with you, about a hockey game is walking from the parking garage to the stadium. Like right now, nope, not going to do it. That night we went to the Dallas Stars game up here. Bro, I was happy to get in the building because it was warmer. So It's pretty cool in those buildings, though, for sure.
I have a nephew that plays hockey, so he plays on these traveling teams and stuff here. Because I don't think his high school has a hockey team. So of course he plays at the Chillers and all those places. And I've been to quite a few of his games, and the temperature that it is in there is enough for me because I know I got to wear a coat and I got to wear a hat. And my nose starts running, but I brave it out for him. But I don't know if I could go to an actual professional hockey game and as long as it lasts and survive. So I will have to bundle up. But I do want to experience it, though.
That's the difference. It's not long. We have season tickets to the Blue Jackets. Okay. We go, and let's say the game starts at 7. We're normally back home in Polaris from Nationwide Arena 10:30-ish.
That's long.
That's 3 hours. That's travel. That's from driving, getting out of traffic, and everything. Normally the game's over in about 2 hours. Then you're just dealing with traffic trying to get out. And the NHL games are probably going to be warmer for a fan than something like what you're talking about because you're going to have more bodies in the stadium.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we're going to have to do a game, man. One of these times when you go on, let me and Zay know. We'll probably try to get some tickets and go.
Well, I got some stuff I'm working on for next year because everybody knows I'll be moving. And I still have one more year of my contract with the Blue Jackets for season tickets, but I'm going to be down in Arkansas, so I'm just going to wind up giving away tickets next year. So we're going to figure out some sort of little competition, game picks, something to give away tickets. So I'll figure something out to do with that. But I'm not going to drive 12 hours to come to every hockey game. So
I know that's right. I know that's right. Yesterday was a good day in college basketball. Some really, really good contests. Really over the last couple of weeks since teams have gotten into their conference play. What excited you yesterday or this past couple of weeks about college basketball?
You know, I was most excited about number one, number two projected picks going at it yesterday. And it didn't disappoint me either. Even though I don't know what's going on with Peterson, man. I don't know if he on a minute restriction or what, but he played the whole first half, started the second half, played like 3-4 minutes, and didn't play the rest of the game. Had 18 points in 20-something minutes, though, like 20 minutes, something like that. So I don't know what's going on with him, but they got to figure that out, man. He might get flagged when it comes time to do these physicals for these NBA teams, man. But if he's fully healthy, he the number one pick, bro. It ain't even close to me no more. Like, he proved it yesterday. The Banster, he had a slow start. He got going in the second half, but Kansas really did what they wanted to for real. And if they get Peterson fully healthy and he a full go in the tournament, they gonna be hard to beat, bro. Because they actually know how to play without him because he ain't been there for about 10 games, you know. So I mean, they held on. BYU came back. They was beating them by like 15, 16 points at halftime, but they held on and won by 8. But man, I'm telling you, that dude Peterson, bro, he got it all. He got everything in his bag, bro. It's no weaknesses, none. And it was one point in the game where the Banster was matched up with him, and he went straight at him and got a bucket on him, though. I'm like, it was an NBA move, though. You know, jab step, whoop whoop, get to your spot, pull up, rise up over him, put your shoulders back because he got the length. And he knocked it down. I'm just like, man, this dude, he ready right now, bro. But that health is gonna be important. But that's the only game. That game, and I watched Ohio State and Wisconsin. We lost to Wisconsin yesterday, but that was the main game I wanted to see yesterday, and I watched it. And I wasn't disappointed by neither. Richie Saunders for BYU went off yesterday too, though. He gonna be nice in the league too. But that was the main game I was focused on yesterday.
Yeah, my plan was to watch a lot of ball yesterday. I was planning on watching them, but as I mentioned, and you know, my granddaughter was here, and after the A&M game, she decided she wanted to watch Coco, and so Grandpa lost the TV. So I didn't get to watch as much as I wanted, but I kept up with that game on my phone. I think Peterson is on load management after coming back. And I think being up like 15, 16, whatever it was at the half, I think they kind of put him out there in the second half and then wanted him to rest to make sure he is going to be fully healthy, because you're going to need him for a run if you're in the tournament. You can win without him, but it's going to be a lot easier to advance in the tournament with him. So, did catch a little bit of Rob's team up there. Pretty impressive coming back the way they did, down 14 early and come back and win that game by 10, I think. But over the last several weeks, I mean, my attention's fully locked in on my Aggies. They are really, really impressing me. Really excited, like to watch them, like the way they play. So that's really what has excited me the most over the last several weeks. So that's where I am with it.
Yeah, it was good to see UCF get that win yesterday over Texas Tech, who have been playing some really good basketball. So hopefully they can refocus and regroup and get back to what they were doing before that loss. Arizona had a little scare in that first half, but of course they did what they needed to do. Seems like Duke is just really, really rolling after that loss that they took to Tech a couple of weeks ago. They're playing some really, really good basketball. I didn't get a chance to catch that Kansas and BYU yesterday. That was a game that I really wanted to get to see. Um, but I'm glad that y'all gave me the things that happened in that game, so now I don't have to go and watch no highlights. Um, but other than that, I think that the basketball game is really starting to pick up. So now we'll be able to tune into it a lot more now that football has really pretty much fizzled down for a bit. So I'm anxious to catch games this during the week and then on the weekend coming up. So I'm excited about what college basketball is looking like right now. It looks like there's about maybe 10, 12 teams who can really make a nice run in the tournament and make this thing really, really interesting down the stretch once that tournament starts in late March, early April. The question is what matchup or matchups yesterday got your full attention, and it seemed like that Kansas BYU was one of them. Outside of your own team, of course, you wanted to watch Texas A&M. FanDuel watched his Buckeyes, and I caught a little bit of the Texas game. Um, Outside of those, your team that you follow, what other matchups was out there that you really was anxious to see what happened?
Well, even though it is my team, I was in that game anyway. Is even people, let's say yourself from a Texas fan place or Oklahoma or Florida or whatever, that A&M going on the road to Georgia would have piqued my interest anyway. It's a road test, and that's it's always on the road. And Georgia's a pretty good team. So I was interested in that, whether I was an A&M fan or not. I just thought it would be a good game because they both play the same style. So of course I was matched. But if you made me go other words, I had mentioned yesterday, if you go back and watch when we were talking about teams under the radar, I told everybody, watch that UCF team.
Yeah.
They can get you. And they got Tech. I'm not going to speak on the Kansas BYU game. We already really spoke on that one. But the UCF Tech game had my attention. But I was more focused on SEC because of where my Aggies are at the top of the conference. I really wanted Arkansas to lose, and I'm hoping Florida loses today so that we can get a 2-game gap on everybody in the league because we got a stretch coming up at A&M that's going to be nasty. So I've been real interested to watch a lot of the SEC matchups. Watched that St. Mary's Gonzaga game last night. That just proves that I need help. So yeah, St. Mary's and Gonzaga are the two big dogs out there at the West Coast. So, but don't sleep on Santa Clara out of that conference either. Those were some of the games I was interested in yesterday.
Yeah, man, like there be so many games on in college basketball. I just try to hit the games that, like, you feel me? When I check the box score, it's looking like it's a good game. So I ended up catching a little bit of the Texas Tech UCF game. But like, I don't know. It ain't like I just wake up and be like, or unless it's something like Peterson to Banster, or 3 versus 5, like it was Michigan, Nebraska. We didn't have no 3 versus 5. The closest thing we had was that 13-14 matchup yesterday. But like it was just, I just woke up and I did a lot of Valentine's Day shopping too. So I was really out and about trying to watch some of these games too towards the end of the day. But I did catch those 3 games. But I mean, it was a lot of great matchups from what the box scores told me. It was a lot of great matchups yesterday. I just wasn't able to catch a lot of them.
Yeah, it was some really good games yesterday, man. We got to see Kentucky pop Arkansas, almost beat them by double digits though, and it was in Arkansas, a 15th ranked team. So maybe Mossberg jumped off of his team, the Big Blue, a little bit too early because they've been winning some games here lately. It seemed like they have been able to work out the kinks that they was having early in the season, and they've been playing some really, really decent basketball lately. Vanderbilt got a good win over Ole Miss yesterday. Granted, it was at home. And we got some really good games today. We got Alabama and Florida, that game that's in Florida today. So that's going to be a good one. And then Illinois and Nebraska. Illinois got to travel to Nebraska and play a really, really hot Nebraska team. They lost the other day to Michigan, who was playing really, really good basketball as well. So those games today are going to be two of the games that I know SEC Sean going to be tuning into that one for sure, because he want to see what those two teams are looking like. Because his team, I think, face both of them in the upcoming weeks.
We get both of them this week.
Yeah.
We get at Alabama on Tuesday, I think, maybe Wednesday. And then we got Florida coming to College Station on Saturday. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to watch. I already know what Florida's got. I've watched a few of their games. Florida scares me the most because of their size, and we just don't have size. Yeah, I mean, dude, pretty soon, if Kentucky loses a couple more games and BYU loses a few more games, I'm wondering if Moss is going to switch from one blue team to another blue team. Is he going to go to Duke next?
He might.
Is he just hitting all the blue teams? Is that what we're doing? Next, he's going to be a DePaul Blue Hen?
Probably.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah. What players really shined for y'all yesterday, and how close is this Naismith Award going to be with these players? Because it's a lot of players that are playing some really, really good basketball right now. What's your thoughts on the players who shined yesterday, and who could possibly be the front runner for that Naismith Award?
Man, you got. Oh, go ahead, Sean.
Neither one of us. We both gonna let the other go, and then we gonna not do nothing. So you got first. Hit first.
Yeah, you got a lot of guys out here for real. Topping at Texas Tech, he averaging 22 and 10. You got the Boozer. You got AJ, man. I think Peterson is automatically disqualified because he missed too many games so far. Them my three front runners though. Them three guys, Boozer, Toppin, and AJ. Them got to be the three top dudes in the country in my opinion. Barring that Peterson missed so many games, so I really think that's the three-headed horse right now. For that award, but it's a lot of basketball left to be played. You know what I mean? So it's some guys out here that can make some moves. I know they ain't gonna put nobody in there like my guy Bruce Thornton. I think my dude Bruce Thornton deserves some recognition in the way he lead my Buckeyes. This is the best season we having for probably 7-8 years right now. So Bruce averaging what 19 and 5 or something like that. So. I like how he been playing, but I think when that award comes out, whoever wins that award, I think you gotta combine team success with personal success. I don't think if you're playing for a team that got 11 losses, which Ohio State might be, we might be one of those teams. So I think Bruce Thornton will get disqualified. But I think the that's like an MVP award. To get the MVP, you have to have your team in the upper echelon of teams across the country. I remember back in the day when I watched Curry, at Davidson, and he's one of the few exceptions where it's like, okay, a guy like that could win the award because you watch them schedule teams non-conference and you seen him put up 35 and 40 against these dudes. But I don't think we got nobody else out here like that in this season to where if you're not on the upper echelon team, that you should be in the running for that award, just because how much talent we got out here, especially in the freshman class alone. Like, just some of these freshmen, man. Some of these freshmen is crazy. Like the dude from Illinois, he might be the best point guard that's going to be in the draft, you know? So, but that's my three-headed monster right now. If I had to pick one who will be in the lead, I'm going Boozer, because Boozer is just, he a man amongst boys, bro. He's just a man amongst boys.
Yeah, I'm with you on Peterson. I think Peterson is probably, right there. But I also I do agree with I think he's missed too many games to really put himself up there. AJ, of course, is in the mix. You mentioned Toppin. But Boozer, to me, and say what you want, his name has something to do with it. That's going to help him. It's not going to hurt him for sure. But just to throw in a couple of others that I've seen play that seem really, I really like the Keyshawn Hall guy from Auburn. And I really like Tyler Hawk or whatever from Florida. I really like him. Don't think they're in the conversation for the Naismith Award. Definitely in conversation for SEC Player of the Year. But Keyshawn Hall is pretty fun to watch too. So that'd probably be my top 5-ish. But that's just where I am. But I think Boozer's the front runner.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, because Boozer is one of my top ones too, but sometimes I think, well, maybe it's because of the talent that he has around him in comparison to what the other players got around them as far as a team is concerned. I'm glad that you mentioned Thornton, though, Fanduzea, because when you look at him, you think, oh, man, this dude can't play no damn basketball. But then when you watch how important he is to that Ohio State team and what he does, if Mobley could if he could just get it all the way right, he could really open things up for Thornton, man. And then, of course, they're playing a true freshman in Bynum who's playing a lot of different positions out there. If those guys could just get draw enough attention away from Thornton could really take over some games because nobody's stopping him from getting in the paint. And he can knock down the three. So I like those picks. I haven't seen Peterson play. Of course, he's been hurt quite a bit. I haven't seen him play yet. I watched AJ play, and I really like his game. But when he play up against a team who has enough defensive talent, can he still carry a team? And we saw him when they played somebody, and they really in the second half really took him out the game. Was it Arizona? They really took him out of the game. Whenever they got athletes who could actually nullify everybody else and then put some bodies on AJ. So I will go with Boozer right now, but there's a lot of guys out there, man, who are having phenomenal seasons who are worthy to be mentioned, and I'm glad that y'all mentioned the ones that y'all did. Anything else y'all want to cover before we wrap up?
I'm about to say Kansas did it to AJ yesterday. Every time he thought he was about to drive, it was a super help, a super dig, super help. And he couldn't get nothing going for real early. He started getting going in the second half though, but like you can tell they was bothering him and frustrating him.
How long's that Thornton dude been at Ohio State?
I think at least 4 years. I think he's been a 4-year captain for them.
I thought that's who that was. That's the kid I can't stand on that team. And not because he's a bad player. I think he's a phenomenal player. But I can remember 2 years ago, we played Ohio State back-to-back home and away. And that little dude, he was killing us. We won both games, but man, he was just a menace.
Yeah.
And if you look at him, you look at him, I'm like, this dude needs to be like a second baseman or something. What are we doing? He don't look like a basketball. He look like he should be manning second base or shortstop.
Yeah.
So, but dude, he's a menace. But I noticed, players that shined yesterday too. I want to give a shout out to Rashawn Agee from A&M. He's like 6'7", plays center now because we lost the kid from Indiana, Mbako. Don't start with that 6'7" stuff, Jay. I saw you. But he's like, I think he's listed at 6'8", to be honest. But anyway, I mean, he went, 19 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists against Georgia, who has a pretty good front line. So I like the way he's playing, the way he stepped up his game to kind of be a do-all everything. So I really like what I'm seeing out of him. Now, he's going to get real tested coming up with some of this length with Bama and Florida coming in, but we're going to see how he holds up.
Yeah, if Texas can continue to get some key wins, especially on the road, they got to get some quad one wins on the road. If they don't do that, they probably won't make this tournament. They're going to be right there on the bubble, right about where they are right now. So if they could get a couple of quad one wins, they got an opportunity to playing in the SEC because there's quite a few ranked SEC teams in the top 25 that will allow them to do that. They got to start playing some more disciplined basketball. Like I said yesterday, they foul way, way, way too much. And they got to find a way to get guys opportunities to score. They can't just expect Dylan Swain to do all the offensive stuff for them on the offensive end. And he plays really good defense, and he rebounds well. I kind of like him as a player who could possibly be in the running for the SEC Player of the Year, the way he's been playing here lately. But he needs some help. And if the big guy can stop fouling so crazily like he does, and the guard can start knocking down some of those shots, Texas can be a pretty tough team. But they got to get the three ball going. And some of their veteran guys, man, haven't been playing too well lately. If those guys can pick it up, who's been in the program for a couple of years, then they could be doing some stuff, man. But hopefully they can get to the point where they can get a couple of more quad one wins to get in this tournament.
Yeah, y'all need Mark, Pope, and Weaver to step up and help Swain out. I mean, the big guy, he's going to do what he does. He's either going to be great or he's going to foul out, one of the two. So
yeah,
but you got to have those other guards got to step up and help Swain out some, man. People are just letting them shoot because they ain't hitting nothing. I mean, I told you that's how A&M beat Texas. We let Swain get his points, and we just told everybody else, you ain't scoring. Yeah. And that's what we did. I will say the most impressive thing I saw yesterday in college basketball was the A&M Georgia game where it was tied 2-2, and then A&M went on a 20-0 run.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and then as far as Texas goes, with y'all fouling so much, you better pray to God you don't get the refs that were in that Arkansas-Kentucky game last night.
Oh, yeah.
Kentucky had 4 technicals in 38 seconds.
Whoa!
Yeah, and then Arkansas got 2 more later after that. The one from Arkansas, that dude took the ball and threw it at the guy from Kentucky's head while he was on the ground. I mean, come on, man. Right in front of the ref. What are you doing? Yeah.
Now,
y'all's foul problems. Y'all have no players.
Now, y'all know I wouldn't be one to take Zay if I ain't mentioned something about college football. Did y'all see the College Football Playoff Commission launched an investigation into LSU?
Yeah, I heard it, but I didn't get to read anything on it though. But I did hear that.
No, that's definitely going to be something we're going to bring up on a future show, though. But we need to wait for see what's going on with it first, I think, before we jump into it. But you're right. You wouldn't be you without bringing up something, especially if you get a chance to dog an SEC team. We know that's coming.
Nah, it ain't about that, man. It's about however this play out, it can possibly change the sport, you know? Because what's the main thing we always talking about? The NCAA ain't got no juice. They ain't got no whooping power, you know? You pull your belt out, people laugh, you know?
Yeah, I mean, even the SEC should be doing something. They should get out in front of it, man, and say, listen, we don't have no room for this kind of stuff in college football, and at least make it appear like they want to do something, you know, and not sit back behind and just be like, oh, well, no, we want to see what somebody else is going to do about it. I think they should get out in front of it, man, and because it's out there now. We know it's been out there. A coach has actually put it out there in the front in Dabo Swinney. So you got to do something about it. And I think the SEC should really take the high road on this thing and go and make something happen and not wait on the NCAA to do anything, because it's clear that LSU did something that they had no business doing, a part of something that everybody's been complaining about tampering. Somebody needs to do something about it, and the SEC could really position themselves well as a conference that don't want the mess in the game, and they should go out in front of this thing and make something happen.
If the SEC or the Big Ten were to punish LSU, or the Big Ten were to punish in Ohio State, and I'm not saying Ohio State's cheating. No, none of you Big Ten people come at me. Not saying that. I'm just using them as an example. Okay? If those two commissioners said, nah, what you did was wrong, to one of their schools, those other conferences are going to take notice and follow suit. But until one of those two do it, the other two ain't going to do nothing about it, because whatever. And as far as Dabo saying, I got receipts and text messages about all this, show them. I don't believe you until I see the proof not coming out of Dabo's mouth. He likes to stir things and start all this talk. Proof. Lay them out there. Let me see them.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that? What direction should that thing go, FanDuel? I mean, a one take.
What, with the Dabo stuff?
Yeah, with the LSU stuff.
Oh, the LSU stuff. I mean, we do need more facts, but I think really what's going on with LSU is that they're not reporting deals to the commission, NIL deals. So if it's what I think is going on, that's been the gray area with the whole NIL thing already. So I think a lot of people is doing that, though. You know, you're supposed to report anything over $600. So I don't know. We need more facts, but that's what I'm thinking from what I heard is what's really going on. It's not about tampering. Everybody tampers, you know. I think everybody tampers, from like the biggest school to the smallest school. I think it's inevitable. Sometimes when you go play these games, you might say something that you might not even consider tampering, but it's clearly tampering, you know. So I don't know. We gotta wait to get more information. But if they're not reporting deals, yeah, you gotta take a couple million. Yeah, it's a money thing now. You just gotta take some millions. You might tell them, instead of y'all been able to use X amount of dollars this year, y'all can't use this amount. Y'all can't use that amount. Y'all got to use something less than that to build your roster or something. I don't know. But the problem is we don't have no parameters. So it's not like we got a hard cap or anything. It's really kind of hard to punish anybody in this era. Like a couple million is like candy money, penny candy money, you know?
I mean, you're going to take $2 million from LSU, Ohio State, A&M, Texas, Michigan. They're going to be like, okay, cool. You know, we just flushed $2 million last week when when we bought new textbooks. It's whatever. But you want a punishment if they're caught doing something? All these schools that are caught with I'm going to say hard proof that you caught cheating, you're ineligible for the college football playoff for this year. That'll stop it. That'll stop it real quick. What if they came to Ohio State and they said, y'all can't go to the playoff this year because y'all cheated? You want to tell me them Ohio State fans ain't going to lose their damn mind that next year? Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Hit them where it hurts. Taking a couple million, or I'm going to take 10 scholarships away. Well, you told me we could have 105, so take 10. I don't care. Whatever. Nah, but you ain't going to the playoff for a year. That'll hurt them.
Hey, no, the scholarship thing still hurt, though.
Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, it hurt. Man, the thing that bothers me, man, is the fact that we got too many brilliant people in this country who follow the game of football at the college level, that we still got all these freaking gray areas when it comes to this NIL, the transfer portal, all of this stuff. Man, there should not be the level of gray areas where we already know coaches are going to live in the gray area. That's what they do. They're going to always try to push the envelope as much as they can until you do something about it. And we should not. With as brilliant of the people we got in this country who follow the game of football, we should still not have such a wide area that is gray as hell. There should be some more black and white so we can know this is this and this is what's going to happen if you do this. And we don't have that right now in college football, but we need to get to that point. And I think there's been enough time spent that we should be closer to a better product than what we've had over the last 4 or 5 years when it comes to the transfer portal in NIL. Anything else y'all want to add before we wrap up? Because I got to get up out of here.
I got two things real quick. Number one, Zay, you mentioned it about the Blue Jackets. Y'all are right. If you're in the Columbus area, y'all need to go check this team out. They fired their coach a few weeks ago, Dean Everson, who was the coach at the Minnesota Wild before he came here. They fired him and they hired Rick Bowness, used to coach the Dallas Stars. This team is on a 5-game winning streak and is 4 points out of the playoffs right now. Y'all need to support this team. You know, they've been through a lot. They're a really good young team. So you're in the market. Go out. It's a good night. It's a good experience. I promise you. I'm not saying that because, like I said, I'm a season ticket. I'm saying it because it's a fun event to go to. A hockey game is super exciting in person. Second quick thing, I told y'all we're going to end it with a trivia question every day. So, who has the most wins all time in March Madness? What team?
Princeton. Am I up the alley?
No, brother. You're behind Walmart. You ain't even close.
No.
I'm gonna say UCLA.
Let me pull up my list. UCLA is 5th with 114.
Indiana Hoosiers.
Blue Bloods.
Indiana Hoosiers.
Not even top 5.
Wow.
So
Kentucky.
Kentucky's 2nd with 131 wins all time in March Madness. UCLA has 114. Kansas has 116.
Then it got to be North Carolina or Duke, bro.
Duke is 118 and North Carolina is 132. They have one more win than Kentucky all time.
I just knew it was going to be something silly like Princeton.
Right. It's just like who has the most NFL college, or not NFL college, what the hell? Who has the most college football titles of all time? It's
Yale.
Right. But most people are going to straight up just go, you know, Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas. Nah, Yale. So.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a good rest of y'all Sunday, man. I'm glad we were able to jump on this morning and get another edition of Talking Sports Sunday done. Everybody out there in the chat, please make sure you subscribe. Check out all of our channels scrolling across the bottom. Hit the like button on all of them. Go and subscribe to all of them. Hit that notification bell so anytime we go live, you can get notification that we're doing something, we're dropping something hot. So continue to support us, share our videos with your friends and family. We're really trying to grow all of our channels so that we can continue to bring out the greatest content that we can. Y'all have a good rest of y'all's day, man. I'm glad to see y'all this morning, and we out. Peace.
Peace.